Hello, I'm Courvoisier the goddamn Newt. Today we will analyze the infamous moment when Floyd Mayweather pulled an Irish flag on stage during his world tour with Conor McGregor. Chael Sonnen did an episode on this interaction. He spoke with experts in the field of gamesmanship and mental warfare. You can click on the link in the description to see the episode I did with old Chael. The MMA community seems to agree this is the highest moment of tension between Conor and Floyd for the entire world tour, and it isn't even close. Check out Dana's reaction when he sees Floyd with the Irish flag. That's some goddamn nervous laughter. Untold millions riding on this fight. Conor knocks Floyd the fuck out on stage in Toronto. Dana and the UFC can kiss the Floyd fight goodbye, and the cash and visibility that go with it. From Brett Okamoto to Ariel Helwani, it seems every journalist and pundit recognize this moment as something different, something set apart from the highs and lows of the world tour. Even Donkerson figured this one out. I agree 100%. This is real tension. Floyd walked a tightrope through fire and came away unblemished. Here we are on stage with Floyd. He's about to get the Irish flag. When I saw Floyd grab the flag, I knew something important was about to happen. The scene is a little bit like a magic trick. The magician captures your eye and your attention with one hand and then does the magic with the other. In this scene, Floyd is the distractor. All the substance comes from what Conor does. I do want to mention something about trash talk and mind games. Unequivocally, I will say Floyd is the Zen master of mind games. He seems uniquely capable of emptying his thoughts of any content that might be used against him. Conor is not trash talking. He believes he's speaking truths. To put it bluntly, Conor is trying to help his opponent see the world the way Conor sees it. Not just knocking him out, but bouncing his head off the canvas. He's creating a visual. Floyd literally cannot imagine being knocked out. It's important to Conor that before they get into the ring, Floyd can at least imagine being knocked out. And there's Conor. And he's loose, his posture is very relaxed, his legs are open, he's looking at Floyd, he's paying attention, he's enjoying it. As Floyd starts to pull the flag on, Conor reacts. It was such a deliberate reaction, it was obvious something was going on between Conor and Floyd. So let's see it play out. All right, Floyd was controlling the entire stadium at that moment. Everybody could feel the stress. By grabbing the bag, Conor brought all the authority back onto his side. But let's go back. We passed over the moment that's telling. Right there. For the longest time, I kept thinking, what, is there an issue with Floyd putting it on? And if we roll it forward a little, we see Conor come straight towards Floyd. And Floyd immediately steps away from Conor's path of interception here. He turns his head, which is an act of submission, and he turns his body, in fact, almost turns his entire back to Conor. And this is interesting, too, is what helped me see what was really going on here, is this was a very specific dominance play. From the time he hits the ground, his shoulders are square, his head, face, everything is square, coming towards him. And as soon as Floyd gives the third submissive gesture, first walking away, then turning his head, then turning his back, then Conor can look down and grab the bag. But again, we went right past the key moment. Let's look at that. Floyd has the flag. It's about ready to swing around onto his shoulders, and you can see that now he's got Conor's attention. Something is happening here that wasn't happening here. Conor's smiling, happy, but from here to here, Conor's changed. It's Floyd's eye contact. Before this moment, Floyd has not made sustained, aggressive eye contact. That's the key to Conor's behavior. Conor has established that Floyd is not allowed to make sustained aggressive eye contact. He's made that his rule, and he backs it up every single time. We'll break that down very specifically. What he's doing is behavioral modification. It's called operant conditioning. It's a behavioral theory pioneered by B.F. Skinner, a behavioralist. A quick definition of operant conditioning: it involves the modification of a behavior by the reinforcing or inhibiting effect of its own consequences. So Floyd has an initial spontaneous behavior, and Conor creates consequences that reinforce or inhibit the recurrence of that behavior. So Floyd does something naturally, like in this case, making eye contact. Conor reacts in a way that inhibits that behavior. So when Floyd makes eye contact with Conor, Conor reacts immediately to change that behavior, and he punishes Floyd. He makes Floyd submit. He gets up, and Floyd walks away. He turns his head, he turns his back. Floyd is exhibiting prey animal behavior. He's going over to the flock. He's looking for safety in numbers. Conor is exhibiting predator behavior. He is by himself. He's looking at Floyd. He's looking to separate Floyd from the crowd. Let's look at another angle. You can't actually see the eye contact there. It's only inferred. This angle, I believe, shows it. Here we go. So Floyd's monkeying with the flag. Right there, you see Floyd. He's looking. And it's quick, but then you can see it's sustained. Previously, if Floyd made eye contact, he would immediately avert his eyes, usually his head and his body as well. But here he maintains the eye contact. And you can even see, he's feeling good. Now, part of it is that he's hiding. He feels more safe because he's hiding his gaze under his arm, under his hat, and behind the flag. So once he does this, he's no longer protected. So when Conor jumps up, Floyd immediately moves away. Floyd even gives a nod here, right there. And he turns his head away, he gives the nod. So Floyd actually does 4 submissive moves here. He walks away, he gives him a nod, and turns his head, and then he turns his body. This is the equation. Floyd presents a behavior. Conor has already set out he is going to use the behavior against Floyd. So when Floyd gives him the behavior, Conor immediately reacts. And he does every single time. Floyd is forced to retreat. If Floyd doesn't walk away here, if he, say, turns to meet Conor, it's most likely going to get heated. He does 4 submissive gestures just to mollify Conor's reaction. He sees Conor's dominance. Floyd doesn't do that because he's afraid of Conor. In fact, he can't fear Conor in this moment because he believes this is a professional situation. He believes Conor is also mostly a professional. So this is an act. This is pageantry. So if he's got to back down a little bit, it doesn't even bother him. He just does it. What he doesn't realize is by doing that, he's being conditioned by Conor. Now we've seen the key moment and isolated the reason for Conor's strong reaction. Then the subsequent series of submissive gestures from Floyd. And you can see, even now, Floyd has his back turned to Conor. When Conor grabs the bag of money, the crowd realizes that Conor has regained control of the situation. He's taken away all of Floyd's moves but one. The only card Floyd has to play would be a risky one, and that's to walk the line of possibly desecrating the Irish flag. Conor immediately addresses that issue and doesn't allow Floyd to even pretend to walk that line.
You do something with that flag, I'll fuck you up.
And that is the truest statement of the entire world tour. Floyd knows it. The crowd knows it. Conor certainly knows it. Remember, for Floyd, he sees this build-up as just marketing. It's not serious. I do something, you do something. At the end of the day, we both cash fat checks. For Conor, in this moment, he is cementing a very inflexible line. So if Floyd edges a toe over that line just a little, Conor will react, even though Conor understands the consequences. If he fucks Floyd up in this situation, in all likelihood, Conor will lose the fight with Floyd. Since this is in Canada, there's even a chance Conor could go to jail over it. Conor does not think compartmentally. He thinks holistically. He sees everything as a continuum. Conor's unable to put his ethics on the back burner simply for expediency's sake. So if Floyd does something, Conor will have to react, even if it costs him $100 million, even if it costs him jail time. He will do it. And on a primal level, Floyd understands this. And that is why every time Conor is aggressive, Floyd submits. And you'll see a level of submission from Floyd right now that is actually embarrassing. Floyd makes himself as small as possible, like a child. He's squatting down, looking at the father. Remember, this time is supposed to be Floyd's time. He's the one with the mic, but Conor has taken it over because Floyd looked at Conor. So Conor had to react immediately and make Floyd submit.
There's about it.
So Conor goes through the shtick, making fun of how little money there is in the bag. Floyd can't even look at him now. He's squatting down, making himself as small and passive as possible. Conor does his whole thing. Floyd looks.
That's it. That's it.
When Conor's looking away, looking at the crowd, Floyd steals a glance. But when Conor starts looking back Floyd's way and then walks over there, Floyd immediately puts his head back down.
That's it. That's it.
The closer Conor gets, the more submissive Floyd becomes.
Man, just now you do something with that flag. You ain't getting this bag or this money back, and I'm gonna fuck you up on this stage.
Now ask yourself, had Floyd said something like that to Conor at any point, what would Conor do? If Floyd said, if you do X, by my judgment, if you do X, I will fuck you up. Under what circumstances would Conor remain passive? So at the second utterance of the rule that you do anything with the flag, I will fuck you up, Floyd is completely in a state of submission. And it's not until Conor walks about as far away as possible that Floyd stands up. But even then, he still angles over with his back towards Conor, not in any way risking that it might look aggressive to Conor. At this point, Floyd's wad is shot, but he doesn't know what really happened. He's not conscious of the conditioning that just happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this souvenir. You want me to keep this souvenir? Can I keep this souvenir?
This is kind of interesting, because Floyd's trying to figure out what to do. Should I keep it, give it back? You can see a couple times. First, Conor's about to say something. But he restrains himself because Floyd has not stepped over that line. Floyd is still being completely submissive.
Souvenir.
And he's asking. Floyd is asking, what should I do? By proxy, Floyd is asking Conor. Floyd realizes the safest thing to do is to politely present the flag. Floyd is so cautious when approaching Conor, he uses his left hand to present the flag. Floyd makes that adjustment and hands it to him. Conor takes a beat and lets the flag go. Of course, Floyd, even though it hits him in the head, does nothing. He just walks away. What's interesting about Conor's behavior as he throws the flag is that he understands this is a big escalation. He's about to physically assault Floyd. It's only a flag. It doesn't hurt him. But nobody who saw themselves as being dominant in this dynamic would allow the other person to throw the flag like this.
I like it.
Floyd's laughing. And this is interesting, too. Conor comes to the side to wait for Floyd's reaction. Sometimes there's a delay before a person realizes how insulted they've been, how much they've been disrespected. Conor's waiting to see if Floyd tries to get back some of the dominance, because Conor won't allow it. Floyd starts walking in. Conor starts walking back on a path of interception. They start to get close. Floyd turns his body towards Conor, but he's laughing. Conor's laughing, yet Conor's posture is showing that we're only 1 second away from this turning into something different. And there's the turn. It's interesting because Floyd is laughing as he approaches, showing that he means no harm. And Conor, for his part, is smiling, saying, yeah, as long as you don't try to change the power dynamic, everything's fine. And they're on this interception course. I don't know what Floyd thought he was doing. Maybe he just thought he was coming over to say hello to his bodyguard. Or maybe the fact his bodyguard was here gave Floyd more confidence to walk towards the center. The way his head is cocked, I can't tell how much eye contact he's making, but there's no mistaking Conor's body posture. Extremely confident, extremely ready for aggression if need be. But what does Floyd do?
I like it.
He turns. He submits again. He turns away so that they don't meet. Conor honors that. You've done what I've asked you to do, so I will relieve some of the stress by turning slightly myself. But you do it first, and then Floyd completely submits, turns his back all the way. You will never see in all these interactions Conor fully turn his back the way Floyd does routinely.
Canada!
And that is the end of the flag sequence. Thanks to everyone who's taken time to subscribe and comment. You let me know that the time I put into this isn't wasted, and I appreciate that. In part 2 of this video, I'll break down the specifics of operant conditioning and why it was so powerful for Conor to throw the flag immediately back at Floyd. If you have an idea for a future episode, let me know and we can talk about it. One of these days I'll get a goddamn Twitter account and we can do some live shit or write tiny incomprehensible messages to each other. Remember, this shit isn't supposed to be easy.